Have you ever dreamed of something so dazzling, so impossible, that it feels like it couldn't belong to this world at all, and yet you'd give anything to hold it in your hands? In a sun-washed kingdom where meadows spilled with wildflowers and the air was as soft as a lullaby, there lived a king who possessed nearly everything a heart could crave. His palace shone like polished ivory, his banquets could feed an army, his treasury brimmed with jewels from distant lands. But there was one thing he treasured above all else, and one thing he could never quite keep safe. In the very center of his royal gardens, beyond high stone walls and perfectly pruned rows of tulips, there grew a tree that bore golden apples. Not yellow, not simply shiny. These apples glowed, as though they'd been spun from sunlight itself, their skin warm and lustrous, their scent like honey laced with magic. In the cool hush of evening, they shimmered under the moon, almost as if they were whispering to one another. Every morning the king would visit his tree and count each apple, his gaze as fierce and possessive as a dragon guarding its hoard. And then, one morning, an apple was gone. The king's face darkened. "Someone is stealing from me," he growled. The next day, another was missing, then another. His voice thundered through the palace. "Find the thief!" He ordered the gardener to keep watch. That night, the gardener's eldest son took his place beneath the golden branches. The stars blinked overhead, and the air was sweet with apple blossom. But just past midnight, his eyelids drooped, his chin fell to his chest, and sleep claimed him. By sunrise, another apple was gone. The next night, the second son tried. He stayed awake longer, fighting the pull of drowsiness. But when the clock struck 12, his head nodded, and the unseen thief struck again. Finally, the gardener's youngest son stepped forward. "Let me keep watch," he said. His father frowned. "You're too young." "What if something happens?" The boy's eyes were steady. "Something important is coming, Father. I can feel it. I need to be there when it happens." That night, the garden was hushed and silvered in moonlight. The boy lay beneath the tree, every nerve awake. The leaves whispered above him. Then, as the great clock in the palace tower began to chime 12, the air shifted. A golden shimmer floated down through the darkness. A bird of pure gold, its feathers glinting like polished mirrors, descended in a slow, graceful glide. Its eyes sparkled with secrets as old as the mountains. It landed on a branch and, with a delicate tilt of its head, plucked at a golden apple. The boy leapt to his feet and loosed an arrow, but it missed. With a cry like the ringing of a silver bell, the golden bird soared into the night. Only one thing remained, a single shining feather drifting down through the moonlight. In the morning, the boy presented the feather to the king. The king's eyes widened. "This," he whispered, "is worth more than everything I own." His voice hardened. "But one feather is not enough. I must have the entire bird." And so the quest began. The gardener's eldest son set out first, eager to win the king's favor. He hadn't gone far when he came upon a fox, sitting calmly on a sun-warmed rock, its fur a deep red brushed with gold. Its eyes glittered like it knew the shape of the whole story already. The eldest son lifted his bow, but the fox spoke. "Don't shoot. I know what you seek. I can help you, if you'll listen. Tonight you'll reach a village with 2 inns, one grand, one shabby. No matter what, stay in the shabby one." The young man snorted. What could a fox know about such things? He loosed an arrow, missed, and kept walking. That evening he came to the village. One inn spilled music and lamplight into the street. The other sagged in shadow. Without hesitation, he chose the grand one. Laughter swallowed him whole, and he never returned. When weeks passed without news, the second son took the road. He too met the fox. He too heard the warning, and he too ignored it, lured instead by the sound of revelry. Through a lit window, he glimpsed his brother dancing. He stepped inside and vanished from the story. Finally, the youngest son asked to go. The gardener's hands tightened on his shoulders. "You've seen what happened to your brothers." "I have," the boy said, "and still, I must try." On the road, the fox appeared again. This time, the boy lowered his bow. "If you can help me, I'll listen." The fox's eyes softened. "Then climb on my tail." The boy gripped the soft fur, and the fox ran. Over hills, across streams, through meadows where the grass bent in their wake. By nightfall, they reached the village. The boy chose the shabby inn. It was plain, but it was warm, and the sleep he found there was dreamless. In the morning, the fox led him to a castle where soldiers lay in enchanted slumber. "Inside," the fox whispered, "you'll find the golden bird in a plain wooden cage. Do not move it to the golden cage beside it, no matter how tempting." The boy crept inside. There it was, the bird, feathers glowing even in sleep, and beside it, a cage so magnificent it seemed made for such a creature. "It should have a home worthy of its beauty," he murmured, and moved it. The bird shrieked. The soldiers awoke. He was dragged before the castle's king. "You've tried to steal from me," the king roared. "I should hang you. But bring me the golden horse that runs faster than the wind, and I will give you the bird." Released, the boy wandered until the fox found him. "You didn't listen," the fox said gently, "but I'll help you again. At the golden horse's stable, use the plain saddle. Do not touch the golden one." The boy found the horse, a creature of such beauty it seemed born from fire and wind. He saw the plain saddle, and the golden one, gleaming like a second sun. He chose the golden. The horse reared, the grooms awoke, and again he was captured. "Bring me the princess of the golden castle," the horse's master demanded. "Only then will I spare your life." The fox appeared once more. "At midnight she will go to the bathhouse. Kiss her, and she will follow you. But do not let her say goodbye to her parents." The boy followed the plan. Almost. The princess, with eyes like twilight and a voice like music, begged, "Just one farewell to my father." His resolve melted. The moment she stepped inside, guards seized him. Now the king set an impossible task. "Level the hill that blocks my view in 8 days." By the 7th day, his hands were blistered, and the hill was barely touched. That night, the fox came. "Sleep. I will do this for you." At dawn, the hill was gone. The grateful king gave him the princess. With the fox's cunning, they returned for the horse, then the bird, each retrieved without a whisper of alarm. But on the journey home, the fox stopped. "There's one last thing. Kill me. Cut off my head and paws." The boy recoiled. "Never." "Then remember this," the fox said quietly. "Do not sit by a river, and do not ransom anyone from the gallows." They parted. Near home, the boy saw a crowd. 2 thieves were to hang, his brothers. Ignoring the fox's warning, he gave all his gold to save them. Later, they rested by a river. With false smiles, his brothers shoved him into the depths, took the princess, the horse, the bird, and rode away. At the king's palace, they claimed the glory as their own, but the bird would not sing, the horse would not run. The princess wept each night. The king began to doubt. In the riverbed, broken and alone, the boy heard a rustle. The fox stood over him. "You didn't listen," he said, "but I'll still save you." Disguised, the boy returned to the palace. At the moment he stepped inside, the bird sang, the horse neighed, and the princess flew into his arms. The truth spilled out. The brothers were punished. The boy married the princess. In time, he became king, a ruler who knew the cost of mistakes and the power of mercy. Years later, in a quiet forest glade, the fox appeared again. Tears shone in his golden eyes. "Please," he whispered, "set me free. Cut off my head and paws." This time the boy, now a man, obeyed. Light burst like dawn through the trees, and where the fox had stood was a prince, the princess's long-lost brother, cursed long ago. They embraced, laughter mixing with tears, and for the first time in years, everything felt whole. And that, dear listener, is how a golden bird, a loyal fox, and a boy's stubborn heart found their way to the ending they all deserved. If this tale left a little light in your heart, like, comment, and subscribe for more magical stories. And ring the bell so your next adventure finds you before the stars come out.